Hi everyone, this is Xpeng P7, the second generation Xpeng P7, and when it just came out in 2025, I tried it and I didn't like it. But here we are. I am testing it and I am telling you about it. And usually I do not tell or share about cars I do not like. So what changed? Everyone, today I will tell you everything about this car and why I changed my mind. As always, my name is Amin and welcome to the Car Shifu. This car came out in August 2025. And before that, at the beginning of 2025, we already started receiving the pictures and information about this car. And I was thinking there is no way Xpeng, they will bring this car just as it is. And they did in August 2025. It came out and everyone went, wow, it really looks nice, sexy even. So the first thing I could do is to go and try this car. I tried it. I drove it for, I don't know, maybe 10 kilometers. And to be honest, I did not like it. The thing is, with all of the trims, all of the versions, you do get adaptive damping and you do get air suspension. And in a car like this, do you have to have air suspension? This is another question. But it looks really sporty. The interior is really nice and sporty. It feels like you're sitting in a jet, but it was driving like, I don't know, a Li Auto L9 or let's say a BMW 5 Series or a Mercedes E-Class, something really comfy. And the connection between me and the road and the suspension was a little washed out. And I did not really feel sportiness in it. And I did not like it. But the thing is, the cars that I tried was new, completely new. It only did maybe 70 or 80 kilometers, and that's it. So this year, 2026, in March, I had to attend one of the presentations of Leapmotor D19, 6 or 7 seater big SUV. And I said, okay, this presentation was in Jiaxing City, 300 kilometers away from Ningbo, where we are. And I thought, okay, I'll give P7 another chance, and I rented one. I rented this car, actually exactly this car, the one with only rear-wheel drive, the most entry-level P7, and I drove it to Jiaxing and back. I drove around 600 kilometers, and I really liked it. The thing is, the cars that I rented already done 8,000 kilometers, a bit more than that, and it felt tight enough, it felt lively enough, that it has character. I drove it, I liked it, and when we came back, I said, well, we have to shoot this car. And here we are. I'm testing this car. I drove it for another 2 days, and I can tell you, you have to give this car another chance because, and this is actually with all of the new cars, before the suspension settles, all of the rubbers inside, everything, after it settles, after it works a little time, the way it will drive, the way it will behave on the road, the way it passes the information and controls its mass and everything, the way it handles will change. And this is what happened with this car, and this is why I'm shooting this car now, and this is why, to be honest, I almost bought one. Now, if you are planning to buy this car, if you're in China or in some of the regions where P7 also is selling, what kind of a choice you have? If we talk about the range, the entry level, actually the cars that we're driving today, is 702 kilometers CLTC, and it's single motor with the motor at the back, which means this car is a rear wheel drive car with 367 horsepower and 465 Newton meters of torque, and it does 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 5.8 seconds. The second version, the battery is bigger and the range is bigger, 820 kilometers CLTC, the same single motor, the same 367 horsepower and 465 Newton meters of torque, but 0 to 100 it does a little faster in 5.4 seconds. And then there is the performance version with dual motor and 4-wheel drive. The range is 750 kilometers, but it has 594 horsepower, 695 newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 it can do in 3.7 seconds. So here you go, depends on what you need. Here is your choice. If we talk about the platform, well, all of the cars, they are 800 volts. Platform-wise, all of the P7s, the new P7s, they are 800 volt architecture. And they do support ultra-fast 5C charging, and it charges actually really, really fast. If we talk about the suspension, well, this is where it gets interesting, because in the front you do get double wishbone, and at the back you get a multi-link. Apart from this, you get adaptive damping, and you do get air suspension in all of the trims. If we talk about the prices, here in China, the prices start from 203,800 RMB, which is approximately 26,000 euros. And if you go for its four-wheel drive dual motor version, you have to pay 243,800 RMB, which is around 31,000 euros. Of course, if you would like to have the gold wings, which you can, you have to pay a lot more. But I don't know if you will get this version. Even in China, they do not sell many of those. So the price range is here. But again, these prices are in China. What kind of price will you get in your region? Well, I do not know. And if you're watching it in the other parts of the world, please write down how much this car cost in your region. Before we talk about the boot, just look at its back. It's really, really nice, sexy looking, with this spoiler here. Really nice. Okay, now, before I open this boot, the button is right here. In good weather, yes, it's really nice to use, it's really convenient, but if the weather is not that nice, today it's raining, I washed this car twice already today, so your fingers will get dirty. Oh, okay, well, just look at it. It comes up with the back window together. Just look at this space. It's huge. You put stuff and you take stuff with ease. And if you put down the second row, wow, I guess you could sleep here, no problem. So the boot is another really nice side of this next P7. Another thing that I really do like about this car is the interior. If we talk about the quality, it's actually really nice. Leather here is some cloth, here is leather, and only down there it's hard plastic, but it's not cheap. So if we talk about the quality and the feeling of, well, maybe not luxury, but the quality feel is here. It feels really well made. But how you sit inside and the design of this interior, this is something that makes you think, wow. If you take a look at this panel over here, it feels like you're sitting in a fighter jet. Then the steering wheel, it's small, but it's beefy and it feels really nice in your hand, and the design made really nice with these two knobs in here. It feels really nice. If we talk about the seats are also really nice. Why? If we talk about the equipment inside, you have heating, you have cooling, and you have massage. Well, you do get in almost any car coming from China. But the thing is, the adjustment of these seats and the shape and the comfort and the support of these seats, this is what is special about it. If we talk about the softness, there is some softness, but it supports you really well. Also, the adjustment up, down, the angle of the seat, the backrest and everything, you can adjust it. Apart from this, these bolsters also can be adjusted, and they are active. If, let's say, you're turning left, the right bolster, it will hold you up. So these seats are really, really nice. Also, the range of the adjustment is huge. So no matter what height you are or no matter what shape you are, you can find a really, really good sitting position for yourself. If we talk about the equipment in here, I told you about the seats, but apart from this, you have two wireless chargers here. You have HUD, you have assisted driving, but with no LiDAR, because Xpeng, they are working around the LiDAR. But again, in the city and on the highway, it will assist you to drive. Apart from this, you do get 23 speakers inside, so the sound system is not bad. Also, you do get this screen here, so in the, let's say, rainy weather or at night, it will show you all of the picture from the back. And actually, it's doing a good job. So this interior, everything you need here, you get it. It's really nice. Let's take a look at the back. The back seats here are also not bad. If we talk about the space, especially looking at the shape because of its sporty lines at the back, you would think, okay, maybe at the back you do not have enough headroom, but okay, I am 1.75 meters tall and I see it perfectly fine. I still have, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 fingers above my head before I get to this really nice glass roof. Then my knee room is good, my shoulder room is really nice. These seats, the angle and the shape and the softness and the support also is really nice. I do get a handrest with 2 cup holders in here. And actually the quality at the back is just as good as in the front. You get Alcantara here, you get leather here, you get cloth here, leather here, and then hard plastic, which is not cheap. And if we talk about this seat, well, it's all covered with leather. So the quality feel is really good. And if we talk about the toys here, you do have a screen here, which is really nice. Why? Because your kids, they can watch cartoons here. Yes, the screen is not very big, but you do get one. Apart from this, you control your climate control at the back. You do control heating because you do get heating at the back. No massage, no cooling at this trim. You do get 2 60-watt Type-C chargers. So, and also you do get 2 isofixes. It means you can put 2 baby seats in here. So altogether, this is a really nice place to be for adults and for kids. Now, everyone, let's go and drive this car. Let's take a look how it feels on the road. All right, Xpeng P7. How does it feel on the road? Why? Actually, this car, after it did some kilometers, is really, really nice. So I guess this car needed a little time, needed some working out to do before it gets its final feel, final taste. And to be honest, after it did it, this car feels so nice. It has air suspension, but it doesn't give it too much softness. It's tight. Okay, let's go step by step. Let's start with the performance first. This car is single motor, 367 horsepower, 465 newton meters of torque, and 0 to 100 in 5.8 seconds. If I compare it to a petrol car of this segment, well, I would say maybe M340i BMW, something like that, or a Mercedes C43 AMG. So it would be something close to that. So it's not a slow car. Anything you need, it can do it with ease. Overtake a car, start quickest from the lights, accelerate from 80 to 100, from 80 to 120. It does it with ease. So for 99% of people, this power is all they need. But if you would like to have more, how does it feel? To be honest, it feels all right, but at the top end, it's not that powerful. It is really good, but it's not mind-blowing. But again, the power this car has is more than enough for 99% of scenarios that you will meet on the road. Of course, you do have sports mode, and in sports mode, this car does change actually a lot, the suspension, the steering feel, and the power. But again, in comfort mode, it's already tuned so well that you won't even think about the sports mode. Let's talk a little about the brakes. The brakes are really, really nice. They're progressive and very, very natural. To be honest, I'm driving this car for the second day right now, and I didn't even think about the brakes. And this is actually a very good praise. Why? Because it does its job really well, and it doesn't make you think of, okay, do I have enough confidence? Will it stop in time? Or how much pressure I should apply to let it stop in the distance I need to, because it's natural and it's really nice. You use pressure to control the brakes, and this is the way you expect a car, well, a sporty car like this, to behave. If we talk about the steering, well, the shape is really, really nice. We've talked about this. But the thing is, it feels so juicy and meaty in your hand. And I'm talking about the comfort mode. So it feels like a traditional sports sedan feel. You have enough weight in your hands, but it's not too heavy. Also, it gives you a lot of information through the steering. What angle your wheels are turned, what kind of pavement or surface you're driving on, Also, it does filter all of unnecessary information. And if you drive over some bumps, it doesn't give you any vibration on the steering wheel. So I would say Xpeng did really good job on this steering wheel. At the same time, the nose is quite quick and you do not have to turn the wheel a lot. So this car, it feels in its behavior a little like BMW E90. Of course, E90 is a little more tight. It's a smaller car. The suspension is very different. But in the steering wheel, the way it turns, I would say it's a little close, and this is actually a very high praise. Of course, if you turn on the sports mode, it will feel a little different. Why? Because this car has air suspension, it has adaptive damping, so the tightness of the suspension will also influence its steering wheel, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But meanwhile, the comfort mode, this car is a really nice car to drive. If we talk about the suspension, well, we've talked about it already. At the back it has multi-link, in the front it has double wishbone, and it has adaptive damping, it has air suspension. So how does it feel? Will it be too soft? Will it be too comfy for its own good? To be honest, when the car is completely new, it was a little too comfy for its own good, or for the body shape, or what it wants you to believe in. But after some time, after some kilometers, after everything settles down in the suspension, it's such a nice feel. It has a small feel of air suspension inside, this cloudness, this softness, but it's also tight. And this kind of tune for a sporty car, well, it's such a nice thing because it is comfy enough. At the same time, it is tight and very controllable. So I really do like the suspension here now. Also, the car talks to you in the weight. When you accelerate, all of the weight goes to the back. When you brake, on the brake, you do some steering. So it gives you all of this information in the body control, and it actually adds a lot in the feelings, in the way you control the car. So actually, Xpeng, they are on a very high level in terms of tuning the car right now. And it's relatively a young company, but it does really well. If you meet some potholes on the road, again, it does a good job. Yes, sound is there, boom, a little movement of a car is there, but it actually disappears inside the suspension. Body control is really good, and I'm talking about the comfort mode. Yes, it does have some lean, but the lean comes very progressively. It's not quick, so it's controllable. Acoustics inside are really good. I do not hear any wind noise. Yes, there is some tire noise, but it's controlled well enough. So you sit here and it's actually quite a comfy environment. Okay, I'll turn it into sports mode and let's take a look how it will feel when the suspension is even tighter and the steering is even quicker. First, the power. It is actually really nice, and responsiveness is higher. Yes, it doesn't give you the feeling that you have a lot more power, but the responsiveness is there. It feels better on the acceleration. Then the steering is also a little more tight. You turn and the nose is quicker. The thing is, the suspension is lower and tighter. That is why the nose also darts in even quicker. The suspension body roll is also less and it controls its body even better. It's a shame that I'm not on the mountain roads, but now driving in the city and doing all of these lane changes, also I do have some corners. It feels actually quite tight, and I do believe on the mountain roads it will behave itself really well. And the thing is, this car is a rear wheel drive car, so it pushes you forward, it doesn't pull you forward. It bites on the pavement, on the corners, and it just goes around it. It does really good. Before, all of these pure electric sedans, no matter how much power you have, they were a little too bulky, a little too heavy. Apart from Tesla really did good in this aspect. But now Xiaomi SU7 is really nice on the road and it feels as a traditional sports sedan. This Xpeng P7 also does really good. To be honest, it's more comfy than Tesla. It's more grown-up car, but also feels really nice when you push it. But maybe not as Tesla Model 3. It's not that nimble, but it's more than you need. And considering how much confidence it gives you, how much luxuriety in the driving it gives you, I would say it's a really nice combo. Xpeng is relatively a young company, but now they are working with Volkswagen together. Volkswagen, they bought some of the shares of Xpeng, and with Volkswagen behind them, they are making now some really nice products, really nice cars. And this is one of the examples, because this P7, new P7, or as they call it, next P7, is a really nice car to drive, to have, to sit at. And actually, price-wise, it's also a very nice package. The only thing is you have to give it a little more chance. My first experience was not that nice, but after I gave it a little more time, I really like this car now. And I told you, I almost bought one. Okay, everyone, this is it with this Xpeng P7. If you didn't subscribe, please subscribe, hit that bell, and if you like the video, please give me thumbs up, give me that like. This will help me to develop my channel and bring you more interesting and special cars from China. And as always, welcome to the Car Shifu. See you in the next one. Goodbye.